Onassis, during his lifetime, built the world's largest privately owned shipping company and amassed monumental personal wealth. Eventually, he married one of the world's most famous women, Jacqueline Kennedy Onassis, better known as Jackie Kennedy. Hello everyone and welcome to another video. Today I'm covering a story of Onassis, one of the richest men in the world during the mid-20th century. The first time I heard about him was when I was on a vacation in Lefkada as a child. And as a child, I didn't pay much attention to it, but a few details stuck in my head, like his private island. And I remember like yesterday being told that he had a bar stool crafted from the foreskin of whales. And here I am 100 years later telling his story. Aristotle Onassis was a prominent Greek shipping magnate, born in 1906 into a wealthy family in Turkey. After the loss of his mother and the instability caused by Greek-Turkish war, he relocated to Argentina at the age of 16 to seek new opportunities. In Buenos Aires, he initially worked various jobs before entering the tobacco trade and quickly amassing significant wealth and launching his own cigarette company. By the age of 21, Onassis became a millionaire. He was a very smart businessman with great strategies, like buying cheap ships during the Great Depression, registering ships under flag like Panama and Liberia to minimize taxes and labor costs. He initiated the construction of progressively larger oil tankers and expanding into other ventures like the Greek national airline, Olympic Airwaves, and the Monte Carlo Casino in Monaco, using multiple offshore holding companies for invisibility and flexibility. From my perspective, he was a successful businessman, but his personal life was not so successful. Despite his wealth and fame, his personal life was marked by turbulence, heartbreak, and tragedy. Onassis married Athena Mary Livanos, daughter of shipping magnate, on 20th of December 1946. Athena was only 17 at the time of their marriage. On the other hand, Onassis was 40. They had two children, both born in New York City, a son Alexander, who died in a plane crash at the age of 24, and a daughter Christina. Onassis named his legendary super yacht Christina O after his daughter. To Onassis, his marriage to Athena was more than the fulfillment of his ambition. The marriage ended in divorce 1960 primarily because Athena discovered Onassis' affair with opera singer Maria Callas. Onassis and Maria Callas had a passionate 9-year affair, despite both being married. They met in 1957 during a party in Venice, and later they both divorced their spouses, but did not marry each other, although their relationship continued for many years. Onassis left Callas to marry Jackie Kennedy in 1968, but biographers claim that Onassis considered Callas his true love and continued to see her until his death. His second wife was Jacqueline Kennedy. Onassis was a friend of hers, and they married on 20th October 1968 on Onassis' private Greek island Scorpios. Before the marriage, an agreement was reached between Onassis and Ted Kennedy, Jacqueline's former brother-in-law. Jacqueline would receive $3 million plus $1 million for each of her two children to compensate for the $150,000 that she then received from the Kennedy family trust, which she would lose by remarrying. Upon Onassis' death, she would also continue to receive $150,000 each year for the rest of her life. After Onassis' death, Christina settled with Jacqueline for $25 million in exchange for her not to contest in Onassis' will. During their marriage, the Onassises inhabited 6 residences: his apartment in Paris, her 15-room apartment in New York City, her horse farm in New Jersey, his house in Athens, his house on Scorpius, and his yacht Christina O. Jackie Kennedy married Aristotle Onassis for the financial security and physical protection he could provide for her and her children, as well as to distance herself from the trauma of her husband's assassination and the intense public scrutiny she faced. She also sought a marriage that would allow her children to maintain a connection to the Kennedy family while living a life of privacy, which Onassis's wealth and properties, including his private island, could offer. After her husband's assassination, Jackie feared for her life and the lives of children, feeling they were targets. Marrying Onassis allowed her to leave the United States and find safety and privacy on his Greek world. By marrying Onassis, she sought to remove her family from the intense paparazzi and tabloids that constantly hounded her in the United States, choosing to live a life with more privacy. Onassis represented a powerful and famous figure, and marrying him allowed Jackie to maintain the glamorous lifestyle to which she had become accustomed. Her marriage to Onassis marked a definitive shift from her previous life in politics and public eye, allowing her to focus on her children's well-being. Onassis' children, Alexander and his sister Christina, were greatly upset by the marriage of their father and Jackie. They had hoped that he might remarry their mother, which had seemed possible towards the end of their father's relationship with the Greek opera singer Maria Callas. Alexander said, "My father loved the names and Jackie loved the money." Despite never liking their stepmothers, Alexander and his sister were friendly with her children, Caroline and John. This marriage also resulted in part in the popularization of gyros or gyros in America. Gyros were one of his favorite foods, and previously gyros were little known beyond the Greek American community. However, this marriage was not a happy one. The couple often led separate lives, and they were rumored to be in the process of divorce. This marriage was not for love, and it seems to be more as a transactional agreement. She was looking for security and financial stability, and he sought prestige. Onassis died at the age of 69 on 15 March 1975 at the American Hospital of Paris in France of respiratory failure. Onassis is buried on his island of Scorpios in Greece, alongside his sister Artemis and his son Alexander. And what happened to Onassis' wealth? Well, Onassis's will established a charitable foundation in memory of his son, the Alexander Socrates Onassis Public Benefit Foundation, which received 45% of Onassis's estate. The remainder of his estate was left to his daughter Christina. Christina's share has since passed to her only child, Athena, Onassis' granddaughter, at the time making Athena one of the wealthiest women in the world. Jackie also received her share of the estate, settling for $26 million. The Boeing 727 that transported Onassis' remains was later purchased for $100,000 by an American electrical engineer and turned into an unconventional private residence in Oregon. As I previously mentioned his private island, Scorpios, let me tell you some details. He purchased Scorpios in 1963 for 3.5 million drachmas, equivalent to about 13,000 euros today. The island was transformed as Onassis imported over 200 varieties of trees, built roads, a water system. He created an artificial beach by transporting sand from the nearby island of Salamis. Onassis built 3 residences, a Greek Orthodox chapel, a helipad and a marina for the island to serve as a family retreat and a location for entertaining VIP guests. He definitely created a paradise that would become the most coveted private retreat in the Mediterranean. Following Onassis' will, the island remained in the family until 2013, when a 99-year lease was granted to a Russian businessman, Dmitry Rybolovlev. Today, while preserving the Onassis' legacy, Scorpios is being transformed into the world's most inclusive luxury resort. And what happened to Athena, the only survivor of the Onassis family? She currently lives in Belgium, though she was also being reported to live in her private home with stables in Netherlands. She has previously lived in Switzerland, Brazil, and the United States. She is a professional show jumper and has been competing for over 20 years, representing Greece. She is the owner of AD Sport Horses and runs professional stables in Netherlands since 2010. She also established the Athena Onassis International Horse Show. She maintains a very private and reclusive life and shies away from the spotlight. And we have reached the end of this video. Thank you for joining me today. Let me know in comments down below what do you think about this story and if you believe you can buy happiness with money. I would like to thank those who decide to support me, and if you also want to support me, hit the like button, subscribe, or follow me on my Instagram. Thank you guys and see you in the next video. Ciao ciao.